the Alliance of the Sahel States, the three leaders of the Sahel States, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, are going forward with the establishment of the Confederation of the three states. Now, this was informed on Thursday by the Malian Foreign Minister. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing the latest from the continent and particularly from the Sahel states as we here update you at Connect Africa on daily basis. Now, let's dive into it. What did the Malian Foreign Minister said with regards to advancing the alliance of the Sahel states when these three prime ministers or these foreign ministers, have met in Bamako. So this is how it reads, okay? Credit to the solarcuti.com online media. So that's where I'm going to bring you this news. Although it was really shared on the Western media, it was completely, you see it, it's from a different angle. Now, look, the military regimes of Burkina Faso and Niger have confirmed their plans to establish a new confederation as reported. First, it was reported by the Reuters, but these are coming and talking it, at least from a fair point of view. Now, this decision, of course, follow their recent announcement of the exit or their withdrawal from the Economic Community of Western African States, which is Ecowas, okay? Now, they left Ecowas in the beginning of this month, and Ecowas kind of gives them a warning, but I would rather call it they are begging them. Now, they are trying to chase, a dog or whatever you call it, to catch the tail of it, and they know it's escaped. They have escaped them. They're going, literally, really in a much advanced way, and this, actually, this going to be now the advance of these Sahel states, their alliance, this is the core of this coming my presentation here. Now, the advancing or the establishing of the Confederation of the Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger is going to be a threat to ECOWAS. And I will tell you why it will be a threat. Why it will be a threat. Now, let's talk about, again, about this foreign minister regarding, informing us it's the advancement or the establishment of the Confederation of these three Sahel states. Now, despite, whatever have been said by ECOWAS, they told them to come back and, revise their decisions, this and that. But despite what warnings from ECOWAS, now urging a reconsideration of their withdrawal, the three neighboring countries in the Sahel states are solidifying their commitment for a closer ties. And of course, they have formed, the alliance of the Sahel states, ASS, or in French, it's also known as, they call it AES, the Alliance of the States, as it is called, ETAs, instead of states. Now, what we have seen is that so far they have been paving the way to really solidify this forming of a confederation of the Sahel states. They have formed a security alliance or the military alliance. They have signed a military pact. They have signed also the alliance, the formation of the Alliance Sahel states. All these are, and they are also have announced they are going to withdraw from the CFA, basically a currency set up by France and basically benefiting France rather than this African states in West Africa who used to be colonized by France, and still they are colonized. Anyway, except the Sahel states. They have also, another thing that they have paved the way is they have breaking, not completely, but the major things are broken, that all those things that will make them or enforce them to stay as a colonial state for French, or to be they're breaking away from that neo-colonialism. They have kicked away the French troops. They are revising even the language that they are using. Some of them, they have stopped using French language. They are, supporting each other with economy. They are signing mega projects with, the global South, with Russia, with China, with the United Arab Emirates, with Saudi Arabia, with Iran, with Turkey, and they are solidifying their ties from that regards. And also they are working with African countries, that are working with them, who are, welcoming them. Basically, for example, Benin, and slightly Togo and Ghana have, kind of revised their decision. They used to, they were in the forefront to militarily intervene in Niger back in July, but they are kind of strengthening their bilateral relation now with these Sahel states and opening their doors also to, the Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are landlocked countries. So these countries like Benin and Ghana are opening up their ports, so that these countries can use it for import and export. Of course, the benefit is mutual, and they can use from that as well. And there are countries who did not block these countries at all when ECOWAS sanctioned them. So they have been, it's all in all to say that they have been in paving the way to form this confederation. What can they do? ECOWAS, literally, they just announced the exit from ECOWAS, but basically ECOWAS have done that. They have denied them everything, imposed the sanction, even threatened them with military intervention, and continue to block the border by air, by sea, by land. And what do you want them to do? They just did the final button. They just pressed the final button for ECOWAS. And the same thing with the African Union. So these brothers and sisters nation, they just have to be there for each other and, lead by example. And now, why do I say that the formation of the confederation will be a threat for ECOWAS? Because basically they will be the one who is really performing the aims of ECOWAS, what it is established for. In fact, for that matter, even the African unions, the basic principle for the African Union, the formation of the African Union, was to help countries to break from colonialism, to help them to get their independence, their freedom. But after that, also from neo-colonialism, to get that economic independence. Pan-Africanism is all about economic freedom and, to be independent, and, for countries, African countries, to be able to advance economically. That was the whole thing what Kwame Nkrumah told us and introduced to the then Organization of African Unity, or now the African Union. So now these countries will lead by example. Let me just share with you what are these basics in ECOWAS, and you will judge yourself. And I will try also to analyze briefly how ECOWAS is breaching its own aims, or what it is established for, its basic principle, and on the other hand, how these countries are implementing. Let me just share with you quickly. Now these are the basic principles of ECOWAS. Look, number one, equality and interdependence of member states. What is equality? When you intervene and threaten a country that you will invade them. What is equality there? Number two in this principle is solidarity and collective self-reliance. What is solidarity? You are threatening, now ECOWAS was threatening the Niger and also these states just because they have chosen their own leaders, they have made their own revolution. I mean, ECOWAS has no mandate at all interfering in the governance system of the countries. Okay, now the people love their leaders. Then what else you want? It was done without a bloodshed. And you have seen the people of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger supporting their leaders on the street. And you have seen the anger that they have, against France, and also all those, continuing who are performing neo-colonialism in these countries. Number 3 in this principle is that interstate cooperation, harmonization of policies, and integration of programs. Let's look at the harmonization of policies. Now, these countries have opted to follow a policy that will make them to break away with neo-colonialism. Then did you support that? In fact, Bola Tinubu of Nigeria has, taken his instruction from France and from the US, and also dictating Ecowas to against, for what these people stand for. There's no harmonization of policies. And then interstate cooperation. What did you cooperate? You, in fact, Ecowas, have alienated these countries. There's no integration of programs. You have banned them in every way possible. You have blocked these nations. Okay, this is how you are working right now with regards to Ecowas relation with the Sahel states. Now, number 4 in this principle is that non-aggression between member states. Well, what do we call when you threaten Niger to militarily intervene? And even, there are some countries like Benin and others, when these countries have kicked out the French troops, you, on the other hand, receive more French troops, so that because you share borders, whenever ECOWAS intervene, so that those French troops can help, the military intervention. So there's no non-aggression. Actually, it's aggression is what you followed when it comes to the Sahel states. I'm talking to ECOWAS. Now, maintenance of regional peace, stability, and security through the promotion and strengthening of good neighborliness. Wow. This is exactly the complete opposite that you have been working when it comes to with the Sahel states. ECOWAS, again, you failed. Another principle is that peaceful settlements of disputes among member states, active cooperation between neighboring countries, and promotion of a peaceful environment as a prerequisite for economic development. Now, let's look at this first phrase here, peaceful settlement of disputes amongst member states. When there is a dispute, actually, you chose, you wanted to show that you have the big military power, and you say you want to intervene militarily. Instead of inviting these leaders or instead of engaging these leaders, so that it can possibly lead to a peaceful, relation between other ECOWAS member states and these Sahel states. Now, number 5, number 6, we are on number 7 principle, recognition, promotion, and protection of human and people's rights in accordance with the provision of the African Charter of Human People's Rights. Now, what did you do when you sanction these the Sahel states, when you denied them, when you close your borders? Actually, you are denying the basic rights of the people, because on daily basis, hundreds of trucks it comes in, goes out from these states, there's on a daily basis trade transaction, including food, medicine, and other. That's what you denied to these people. And you have also denied them job as well, because there were thousands of them who have been drivers of those trucks. Actually, this impact or denying the basic human needs is also goes both way. Also, you have blocked yourself when it comes to this. Now, another principle is accountability, economic and social justice, and popular participation in development. That also is not there. The other principle is recognition and observance of the rules and principles of the community. You have not watched that. You have not observed that. You do not respect that. Okay, so these things are failure to, to ECOWAS. This is the opposite, completely the opposite of ECOWAS principle, what ECOWAS has been doing when it comes to the Sahel states. Our recent memory is Niger, but it's the same with Mali, it's the same with Burkina Faso. Yeah, so that's why I say, when it comes to, the confirmation of now, by the confirmation given by the Malian foreign minister, that these Sahel states are indeed committed in advancing the establishment of the Confederation of these tri-states or trio states, if you wish to say, then that is a threat, because this is exactly what they will be implementing, it has been denied. This is what they said when they exit ECOWAS, because you are completely working against the principles of what ECOWAS is formed for. This is what they told you when they withdraw from ECOWAS in last month, okay? And that's why I call it, this is a threat for ECOWAS. And what is the proof for us, when they see that these three countries are perfectly, working an equal partnership, there's no interference, in each other's governance system, working, policy harmonization. For example, we have seen in breaking that neocolonialism, in their struggle to break away from neocolonialism, and various things, and a military pact in terms of security and those things. What is our proof that other ECOWAS member states will not join this alliance? What's our proof? Definitely, this is why it become a threat. They will see that the true principle is, in fact, of ECOWAS is performed by this alliance of the Sahel states rather than ECOWAS itself. So more and more ECOWAS members might join the Sahel states. So let us know. I mean, this is my view, my analysis, but you go ahead, families here, and share your view. What do you think of this? Please share it in the comment section. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like what we bring you here, give it thumbs up and share the video with others. Let's empower each other with information and knowledge. Please go ahead and also donate to our PayPal account if you want to support us, because that will help us to be here more often. It's in the description section. I will also pin it in the comment section. But more importantly, share our video, please. That's it. So I will see you in the comment section. What do you think of this? But for me, it's a bye-bye for me for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.